Ladies and gentlemen, today the men and women of the United States Air Force, in keeping with one of the oldest traditions in the military, pay special tribute to Chief Master Sergeant Joseph Candaso on the occasion of his retirement from 29 years of distinguished service in the United States Air Force. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is the commander of the 377th Medical Group, Colonel Mary Stewart. At this time, I would like to remind you to please silence your cell phones. This event is considered indoors, so military members may remove their covers, and no saluting will be required during the national anthem. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem by Anthony Roy, the posting of the colors by Kirtland's Honor Guard, and the invocation by Chaplain Kleinschmidt.
Colors, sir. March.
Good afternoon. I'm short. I invite you to pray in your tradition as I pray in mine. Almighty God, we thank you for today. We thank you for this opportunity to come together and celebrate your call on Chief Master Sergeant Joseph J. Candaso to serve the United States Air Force. We thank you for the 29 years Chief Candaso has served and blessed our nation, our community, our sisters and brothers in arms. We know he could not have and did not accomplish this great feat without the love and support from his family and friends. Therefore, we thank you for his wife, Bobby, and their children, Vance, Giovanna, Jerica, and Manna. We thank you for all his family, those present and those unable to be here today, and of course for his many friends who have been a part of Chief Candaso's journey. We thank you for the long-term contributions he's made, for his loyalty to our Air Force family, and for his willingness to share his experience and wisdom with others. Thank you for your blessing on Chief and the positive impact he has made on all those around him. He's done well in his Air Force career, providing for his family and for the countless airmen under his charge. He'll take the uniform off his back, but not of his blood. God, just as he answered the call to serve his country, be with him as he begins this new journey into retirement. Help Chief and Bobby and their family find meaning and joy in this time of transition. Finally, I ask for your continued blessing upon the Candaso family, with each person here today, and with all those serving far from home. In your most holy name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Anthony, for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and Chaplain Kleinschmidt for those kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. There are a number of special guests here today who we would like to recognize. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. Chief's wife, Bobby. Children's Vance, Giovanna, and John. Stepdaughter, Jerica and Mana, who was unable to attend today. Aunts Betty, Francis, Martha, Carmelita, Patricia, and Therese. Uncles George and Paul. Cousins Doreen, Jeannie, and husband Phil. Additionally, we welcome all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, co-workers, and friends. Thank you all for being with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present our presiding officer, the commander, 377th Medical Group, Colonel Mary Stewart.
Hi, everyone. It's been quite a week, right? What a good way to end it, though. I know, we still have tomorrow. So first of all, can we have a round of applause for Anthony Roy? That was an amazing rendition on the trumpet there. Thanks as well to Chaplain Kleinschmidt for that heartfelt invocation. And welcome to all of our guests, especially to all of Joe and Bobby's family and friends. So many family and friends. But I'd like to especially point out Joe's children, Vance, Giovanna, and John, and Bobby's daughter, Jerica, as well as Joe's aunts, Betty, Francis, Martha, Carmelita, Patricia, and Therese, and his uncles, Paul and George. Thank you all for being here today. I know how much this means to Joe and Bobby, but truth be told, who wouldn't show up for a Candaso party, right? We know what Bobby does. When I asked Joe to describe his career and what he wanted to make sure we highlighted today, he used phrases like, the Air Force has come full circle, we're on the right path, turbulent times. And all I could think of was how this Air Force chief bleeds blue. Because what are all these turns of phrase but analogies for air power and flying? So fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get a little cheesy. And now that I know that Auntie Mama Lang and Uncle George are Army vets, it's going to be more fun. Joe took off in April of 1990 from San Antonio, where he went through basic training as well as bioenvironmental engineering tech school. But I'm not going to go into a tremendous amount of detail about his career glide path. We know it's been exceptional. We'll hear more about it during the flag ceremony as well. Suffice it to say, Joe has done this Air Force, his nation, and his family extremely proud. He made it to the top 1% of the enlisted force, He's led 2 medical groups as a chief enlisted advisor. He's excelled throughout his career, even through some inevitable bumpiness, as his life and the world at large has taken its share of altitude adjustments. He came in during the Cold War. He's now watching General Goldfein and Chief Wright lead us back to near-peer competition readiness and the fight today. The flight path has come full circle. Assuredly, it hasn't been in a holding pattern. Much has occurred during his time at the stick. He saw the reunification of Europe after the Soviet Union fell from a front row seat in West Germany. He saw deployments in shifting sands while he was on the ground. Southern Watch became Enduring Freedom while he was in Kuwait. 9/11 happened from across the world, and he was already in place on the front lines, helping the first sorties arrive in theater. His career let him have a touch and go in the islands, and led him home across those same blue skies and waters to Bobby. Bobby and Joe were school-age friends, high school sweethearts for a little bit, and then miraculously reunited via Bobby's son Rico and the wonders that are Skype, while Joe was deployed for a second time, this time at Al-Udeid. And side note, because that will come up again in the flag ceremony, the part that won't is when Joe asked Rico to go get Bobby's information for him, if he would share it, Bobby's message back to Joe was, "My mom says you really missed out." So, Joe took that advice to heart and won R&R, and 28 years later, the rest is now Air Force history. Joe and Bobby have made one hell of a team for the past 5 years, and a real difference to all of our medics across the assignments that they've shared together at Eielson and Kirtland. From tiger costumes to catered lunches and hundreds of candy lays, this is a couple who cares incredibly deeply about our airmen. These are 2 spectacular humans, always willing to go the extra mile to take care of everyone around them. That won't change when they retire and start the Bite Me National Food Truck Tour. Good name for a food truck, right? This is a lifelong trajectory for the 2 of them, checking each other's sticks to take care of everyone else. Now, portions of Joe's career have been filled with what I like to call life, and he's had his share of turbulence, but he's always focused on the 3 tenets he holds dearest professionally: building relationships, communication, and taking care of people. By doing this, he's easily been able to stay on course and keep everyone on the plane with him safe. He's added crew: Vance, Giovanna, John, Bobby, Rico, Jerica, and Mana, and that's mainly made the flight less bumpy. He's adjusted altitude and flared the ailerons when needed, using the experience one gains over 30 years to chart the right path. He knows how to kick the tires and light the fires. He's always had speed and angels on his side. But now it's time for him to have his Finny flight in uniform, so let's send him off on his next adventure. Chief, you're cleared hot.
I know. I did right close.
That's right.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 4th Oak Leaf Cluster, to Chief Master Sergeant Joseph J. Candaso for meritorious service, 26 September 2017 to 30 June 2019. Chief Master Sergeant Joseph J. Candaso distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States Air Force as Superintendent, 377th Medical Group, 377th Air Base Wing, Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico. During this period, Chief Candaso served as a trusted advisor to the commander, leading 312 medics who delivered 170,000 appointments to 12,500 beneficiaries. Furthermore, Chief Candaso's leadership helped the medical group increase readiness across a diverse installation consisting of 9 wings and over 100 mission partners. His support of the medical group's operational focus was key to securing the installation's nuclear mission and medical group, garnering 2 superior performers and 2 superior team awards during the 2018 nuclear surety inspection. Additionally, under his mentorship, The medical group successfully completed the 2018 unit evaluation inspection with only 4 minor deficiencies in total. Chief Candaso's support of innovative airmen led to the development of a mobile expeditionary readiness clinic utilizing squadron incentive funds across 3 groups to develop a medical outreach component lauded at the highest levels of the Air Force. Finally, his active engagement in subordinate development and recognition led to 13 wing level, 4 Team Kirtland, 6 command level, and 2 Department of Air Force level awards. These singularly distinctive accomplishments of Chief Candaso culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Colonel Stewart will now retire Chief Master Sergeant Candaso.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. In accordance with Special Order Number AC 003583, effective 30 June 2019, you are relieved from active duty, 377th Medical Group, Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico, and retired effective 1 July 2009 per Air Force Instruction 36-3203 in the grade of Chief Master Sergeant after 29 years, 2 months, and 29 days of faithful and honorable service by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We have a few special presentations for Chief Master Sergeant Candaso. First, a certificate from the Chief of Staff of the Air Force and the 377th Air Base Wing Commander. The certificate reads, Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that Chief Master Sergeant Joseph J. Candaso, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of July 2019. Signed, General David L. Goldfein, Chief of Staff of the Air Force, and Colonel Richard W. Gibbs, Commander, 377th Air Base Wing. Next, a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. The certificate reads, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. The achievement and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values of our great service. Your retirement is well deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all of the airmen, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation as this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins. I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. Signed, Chief Master Sergeant Caleb O. Wright, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. We now invite Chief Master Sergeant Candaso's wife, Bobby, forward to pin on his retirement lapel pin.
Go get him, Bob. Go get him, Pin that on.
Walk it.
Walk it. Walk it.
Yes.
Chief Master Sergeant Candaso, this pin is to be worn on your lapel with pride. It signifies to everyone that the wearer of this pin has served their country well and honorably. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have a few special presentations for Bobby. First, a certificate of appreciation from General Goldfein, the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, for her commitment and contributions to our nation and for her support which gave strength and purpose to her spouse's service.
Yeah.
Bobby. Next, a certificate of appreciation from Chief Master Sergeant Wright, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, for her contributions and sacrifice to our Air Force, airmen, and families, and for her dedication that gave strength and purpose to her spouse's service.
Oh. Oh, oh, thank you.
Now, Colonel Stewart will present a gift to Bobby on behalf of the men and women of the 377th Medical Group for her selfless dedication to the Tiger medics and their families.
Curling iron holder.
Rest assured, we intend for you to continue cooking for many other people for years to come. Here's a quick look here, just commenting on how much you meant to us. Yes? You're appreciated. Turn it around. There you go.
Oh, you're not done yet, Bobby. Next, the Med Group key spouses would like to present Bobby. Bobby. Now I gotta start over. The Med Group key spouses would like to present Bobby with a gift to show her their appreciation for all she has done as their key spouse mentor.
Good girl, good girl.
Oh, good.
Dog. It's puppy inside.
Okay. There's a puppy
It's a
inside.
puppy inside.
Is it alive? Is it a baby tiger?
Not yet. Keep still. Relax.
Chief Candaso will now recognize Bobby for her sacrifices and support as a military spouse. He is presenting her with a piece of home, an official Guam flag that has flown over the capital of Higatnia. The flag symbolizes courage, perseverance, and prowess of the Chamorro people, attributes that epitomize Bobby's character.
Yes, yes, yes. Start from the home.
Now you can sit down, Bobby. Oh, no, wait, just kidding. Chief would like to honor his children, Vance, Giovanna, and John, for their sacrifices as a military child. He is presenting them with his 377th Medical Group Leadership Coin and a military child certificate.
Get it, kids.
The certificate reads, "I am proud of you, for it is with your love and support that sustained me in those difficult times. There is no way in my mind that I could have been a success in the military without having your support, your understanding, and most importantly, your unquestionable love. Thank you for being there for me."
Well deserved, kids. Yes.
Wipe your ears.
There's allergies. I have allergies. Somehow I have allergies.
Allergies.
Oh, my baby.
Chief is also presenting his stepdaughter, Jerica, with some flowers to thank her for her love and open arms that she has shown him since becoming part of their lives.
Yes.
Walk it, walk it.
Walk it like Giovanna and your mom.
There you go, you go.
And also from her.
Okay, bye.
This is for Mana, who couldn't make it because her flight was canceled. She's coming in tonight.
All right.
Crazy airline.
You don't want to keep it?
Now, Colonel Stewart will present a gift to Chief on behalf of the men and women of the 377th Medical Group for his leadership, commitment, and service. The Medical Group Superintendents will now present a gift to Chief on behalf of their squadrons for his leadership and mentorship.
That's a good one. That's a nice.
Well deserved, well deserved.
Very good, very good. Very good. Good job,
I'm gonna give you all.
senior.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Finally, Chief McCluskey will present a gift to Chief Candaso from the Kirtland Air Force Base Chiefs Group.
And Chief.
Oh, wow.
All the
All
chiefs.
chiefs, yes.
All right, all the chiefs.
All right,
All the chiefs.
Thank
Come
you,
on.
Chiefs. Wow, look at that.
I just want to say on behalf of the Kirtland Chiefs group, he's just been a tremendous anchor for us. Not the bad kind of anchor that holds you down, but the good kind of anchor that just steadies you through a lot of change. And I'll tell you, man, just a fantastic chief. We're definitely going to miss you, and we wish you and Bobby and the entire family all the best in the future. You're a great man.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Aw, did they have flag ceremony?
Good. Keep up the good work. Stay steady.
Thank you, Chiefs. Yes, that was mine.
Hold it behind. None of that. Yes, first one is me.
Emotional, I keep doing that.
A person's military career is woven in the very material that composes our nation's flag, each career step and assignment becoming another thread of the red, white, and blue. It is this concept that traditionally ties the flag presentation with completion of a military career. Detail, post! On April 2nd, 1990, Joe Candaso entered the United States Air Force. He graduated from basic military training at Lackland Air Force Base, San Antonio, Texas, and was promoted to Airman First Class. He went down the road to Brooks Air Force Base and completed technical training. After tech school, he found out that he was going to Germany for his first duty station and arrived in September 1990. While stationed at Spangdahlem Air Base, Airman First Class Candaso learned the basic skills of a bioenvironmental engineering technician. During his time at Spain, he witnessed the reunification of East and West Germany and the end of the Soviet Union and the Cold War. He also took advantage of traveling throughout Europe, not to mention attending Germany's famous Oktoberfest. In September 1992, he was promoted to the rank of Senior Airman. He spent the majority of his tour in Germany sharpening his skills in the environmental protection element, where he was responsible for providing safe drinking water to the base. In August 1984, he departed for the 56th Medical Group, Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. His dedication and hard work was recognized, earning him the Fighter Wing Airman of the Fourth Quarter in 1996, the 1996 Aerospace Medicine Squadron Airman of the Year, and the 1996 Air Education and Training Command's B Airman of the Year. As a senior airman, he completed Airman Leadership School and was immediately assigned his first troop. After 4 years, he thought that he was never going to get promoted and that he was going to be the senior airman of the Air Force. But lo and behold, in January 1997, He was promoted to the ranks of Staff Sergeant and inducted into the Non-Commissioned Officer Corps. He was reassigned to be the non-commissioned officer in charge of the Environmental Protection Element. He earned his Community College of the Air Force Associate's degree in Bioenvironmental Engineering the same year. In December 2000, he received his bachelor's degree in Occupational Education with a specialization in Bioenvironmental Engineering. In August 2001, Staff Sergeant Candaso deployed to Kuwait in support of Operation Southern Watch. While deployed, he was the sole B-Tech who was part of a 5-person clinic. A month later, his arrival in Kuwait, what would be referred to as 9/11 today, took place, and he was now supporting Operation Enduring Freedom. While deployed, he earned the Wing's NCO of the Month and returned from his deployment in December 2001. In June 2002, he was promoted to the rank of Technical Sergeant. After being at Luke for 8 years, he finally received orders in January 2003 to the 36th Medical Group, Anderson Air Force Base, Guam. He was appointed the non-commissioned officer in charge of the B Flight. His unofficial role because Guam was home for him, was literally being the resident expert, immersing the staff to the island life and culture. While on the island, he was recognized as Team Anderson's Technician of the Quarter in 2004, competing against sister service personnel. After a short 2 years, in January 2005, he received orders to the 61st Medical Group, Los Angeles Air Force Base, California. As the non-commissioned officer in charge of the B Flight, with no officer assigned, he set the bar and established a positive reputation for the flight. His hard work was recognized by him winning the 2006 Medical Group Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year award. In January 2007, he was promoted to the rank of Master Sergeant and inducted into the Senior Non-Commissioned Officer Corps. He was chosen to be the Medical Operations Squadron Superintendent, overseeing 9 diverse flights. Over the next 2 years, Master Sergeant Candaso grew as a senior NCO. He was recognized as the 2007 and 2008 Medical Group Senior NCO of the Year and the 2008 Los Angeles Air Force Base Senior NCO Lance P. Saijan Leadership Award winner. Finally, he garnered the 2008 Air Force Space Command Outstanding B Senior NCO of the Year. He was leaving his mark on the base, but felt he needed to give back to the Air Force. So in March 2009, he became an instructor at the Defense Medical Readiness Training Institute, Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Not only did he have an opportunity to give back, but he could also prepare for retirement in a military-friendly city. Upon his arrival to the DMRTI, a tri-service unit, he was appointed as the Air Force Senior Enlisted Leader and Additional Duty First Sergeant. In addition, he was instructing chemical warfare and combat casualty care courses. He also became a firing range safety officer and rappel master. His leadership was recognized through him capturing the 2010 DMRTI Tri-Service Senior NCO of the Year award. Little did he know that his successful career would put his retirement plans on hold. In January 2011, he was promoted to the rank of Senior Master Sergeant. After his promotion to Senior Master Sergeant, he received orders in March 2012 to Vandenberg Air Force Base, California, where he was assigned to the 30th Medical Group. Upon his arrival, he was appointed as the Medical Operations Squadron Superintendent. 3 months into the job, he was sought out by the Air Force Space Command Bioenvironmental Engineer to become the command's Career Field Enlisted Functional Manager. In December 2013, he was hand-selected by his Air Force Career Field Manager to deploy to the Command Air Operations Center at Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar, as the Air Force Central Command Air Force Forward Theater B Manager. While at a barbecue on that deployment, he met Senior Airman Rico Blas Castro and discovered that he was the son of his elementary school sweetheart, Barbara Blas. Rico was able to reconnect Senior Master Sergeant Candaso with his mother, Bobby, and for the next 4 months, they remained in contact during his deployment. While away, he was awarded the 2013 Air Force Space Command Operational Medical Senior NCO of the Year award. He returned in July 2014 and spent his 2 weeks of rest and relaxation time with his future wife, Bobby, who he had not seen in person for over 28 years. In March 2015, he was promoted to the rank of Chief Master Sergeant and inducted into the top 1% of the enlisted ranks. He continued on as the superintendent of the Medical Operations Squadron until August 2015, when he was transferred to Eielson Air Force Base, Alaska, to become the superintendent of the 354th Medical Group. While at Eielson, he enjoyed being part of the Pacific Air Forces again, but not necessarily part of the negative 56-degree weather he experienced while there. It was awesome being part of a base that trained U.S. and Allied forces in a remote Arctic environment during what was called red flag exercises. While there, he was able to see what the last frontier had to offer. The winters were brutal, long, and dark, but the summers were great. Who can ask for more than when you can barbecue at midnight and not have to turn on the lights? In September 2017, he was on his way to Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico. He moved to the land of enchantment to become the superintendent of the 377th Medical Group. Upon his arrival, he quickly noticed the diversity and complexity of the base. It was his first assignment to the Air Force Global Strike Command and to a base that had direct connection to the nuclear enterprise. Personnel reliability and Arming Use of Force program, nuclear surety inspections, unit effectiveness inspections, Joint Commission accreditations, nuclear surety staff assistance visits. These were just a few of the events that take place since his arrival. Needless to say, the base is not a Sleepy Hollow. It was during this assignment that Chief decided that he had reached the pinnacle of his career and that it was time to turn over the reins to the next generation of airmen. Although his time here at Kirtland Air Force Base will total 1 year and 7 months, the friendship and connections he has made will last a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Chief Master Sergeant Joseph J. Candaso, United States Air Force. Retire!
Thank you. Feel those sunburns turn a little more brown. All right. So, first of all, good afternoon. I know it's late in the duty day. We had a long day with the mayor exercise on the air base wing side. I think the entire base actually participated in, and so I appreciate you all showing up for this event. It's a big milestone in my life, not just my career. First, before I get started, I just want to welcome a few folks, our Airbase Wing leadership, Colonel Gibbs, Colonel King, our vice, and our command chief, Chief Stamper, along with other commanders, my fellow chiefs, first sergeants, my Tiger medics. Thank you for coming out. Friends and family, especially my family, this big row out here. You know, I clicked that button, as they say, a couple months back in November, right after Thanksgiving. I took that break to figure out what I wanted to do. Came back after Thanksgiving, clicked the button, decided to retire. So, as those of us who are in civilian clothes who have gone through the motions, you know, things start moving moving around your mind. You start thinking about a bunch of things. This was one of them, right? What am I gonna do when I get up here to talk to everybody? I just kept going back and forth, and I kept pushing it back, procrastinating, and I was procrastinating. My wife is like 5 minutes. Okay. So I kept pushing it back. I kept procrastinating, and literally, I found out the base yesterday at 1:30. I was at my computer at 11:30. Had to be at the airport at noon to pick my son up. and I still had no clue what I was going to talk about. Then I just, on my drive to the airport, I told myself, you know, don't stress out. Why am I making this such a big deal? Just talk about what's in your heart, what's on your mind, and it'll be all right, right? So first thing I want to do is I want to start off, and bear with me, I apologize, right? I'm really going to try to keep this short because I've been in that side of the crowd, and there's like that guy took too long. But I'm really going to try to be as short as I can. 2 minutes, right? Okay. All right, so I want to start off with some thank yous. First of all, I want to thank Senior Master Sergeant Cargo. All right, she was the Pro Joe. Can everybody hear me? Do I need this thing? Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Bobby said to give it to you.
All right. So I want to thank Senior Master in Cargo. First of all, she was the Pro Joe, along with the team that assisted. All right, there's many names to name. I see Colonel Culver out there. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you. Her, along with the team that helped put this together, I want to start off by thanking them. Thank you so much, Sergeant Cargo. It's an amazing day. You know, since November, I've been looking at the forecast, right? I mean, oh my gosh, and finally, earlier this week, I saw, all right, it's gonna be nice. But thank you, Sergeant Cargo, and to the team. You know, Sergeant Cargo is, for those that don't know, she's my number 2 in the medical group. She's the only only other Senior Master Sergeant at the time below me that I relied on. She covered down, and I knew that if I gave her something to take care of, she was going to take care of it and get it done. So thank you. And thank you to the team that helped out. All right, so there's a couple of thank yous in line. The next person I want to thank you is I want to thank my boss, Mary Stewart. Colonel, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. I don't want to look at you because I want to start crying. That's my way to, you know, avoid all that. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a chief. Thank you for allowing me to be a chief to our medics, right? Thank you for the flexibility that you allow me to go out, to train, to mentor, to guide these young men and women to become good airmen. To include, when I say airmen, I'm talking big A. You let me go, you let me know, you let me do what I needed to do and get the job done. And you were there when I needed to bounce some things off of. And I appreciate it, and I speak on behalf of Bobby as well. This is a good triad, as we call it. Couldn't ask for a better way to go out, so thank you, man. All right. Next, I want to thank my family. So let's just start with the children. I want to thank my children, Vance, John, Giovanna, Jerica, Mana, and Rico. But my 3 children here, I want to thank them. It's been a long ride, 29 years. Obviously, I'm an empty nester now. But we've been through some tough times, some good times, some rough times, you know. Thanks for hanging tough, right? I'm proud to see you guys grow into who you guys are and to be successful in life, and just continue pressing forward. Thank you guys for coming out, okay? I love you guys. All right, and then to my stepchildren, Rico, who's a staff sergeant stationed at Dakota right now. He's a fire dog. And then Jerica and Mana, as you heard earlier, she was supposed to be here, missed her flight. She won't be until tonight. So I want to thank my stepchildren for, you know, opening up their arms, their hearts to me when their mother and I met and, you know, decided that this is what, you know, where we wanted to go and get married and stuff. They've been nothing but open to me and accepting. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Pass that along. All right. So now to the big family, right? I got like 20 family members that came in. I have family members coming in from Guam, Auntie Momling, thank you, Auntie Patty. I have family members coming in from Washington State. I have families coming in from Arizona. I have family coming in from Colorado Springs. Some family I haven't even seen in so many years, like my cousin Jeannie. It's been, gosh, almost 19 years. So it really means a lot that you made that drive, that long drive. Yeah, but you know, family means a lot to me. So,
Real men cry, right?
well, look over here. So, family means a lot to me. And,
Allergies.
yeah.
Allergies here. Let it out.
So I just want you guys to know, this goes to you too. Thank you for coming out, supporting me, being there when I needed you guys. And thank you for making me who I am today.
I'm here.
There you
No, we appreciate you.
go. All right. So there's just too many to name, but I'm going to just lump it up as family. Okay. Next. Who did I? Well, cheat sheet. I want to make sure I didn't.
So need it?
Okay. Wait. I saved the best for last. I'm just messing around. So I can't even look over that way. But save the best for last. I want to thank my wife, Bobby. So Bobby and I, we've been married just a short time. 4 years. Next month will be 4 years. We've been together about 5. You know, I had pinned on Chief. I was a senior master sergeant when we met. I pinned on Chief, decided that, you know, we wanted to get married, got married. So she's been along the ride side by side with me as a chief, right? She's been my spouse as a chief. And whew, I couldn't ask for a better teammate. I mean, you know, we hit the ground running at Vandenberg. People automatically knew who she was, and I'm sure everybody in here know who Bobby is, right? I mean, she cooks for the entire base. And I feel it in the pocketbook. But yeah, so she's a great teammate. She's been on this journey as a chief with me side by side. Jumped right in, didn't really understand what being a key spouse mentor was. Learned what the Air Force life was about, learned what the airmen were all about. She grew up as a Navy brat, and she just took things by the rein, and I was having to, you know, catch up to her, because she was off and running, doing some great things, running the Airman's Attic up at Allison Air Force Base for the 2 years we were there, you know, and just making a name for, you know, for the two of us, for this team, wherever we went. And so I want to thank you, honey, for everything, to include today and tomorrow and Saturday. We got a couple things going on. We got family in town, what the heck. So you know there's going to be food every day. So honey, I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being there, being with me, and being strong. I love you. Okay. All right, so that was the first thing that crossed my mind as I'm thinking about what the heck am I going to say today. So I knocked out all the thank yous. All right, that's long enough. So, you know, usually as chiefs, when we're asked to give a speech of some sort, usually at Airman Leadership School, you know, we sit down, we think about what kind of message we want to leave behind with for the young, soon-to-be supervisors, soon-to-be non-commissioned officers. But, you know, I told myself, heck, this is not an ALS speech I'm going to give today. So, as Colonel mentioned earlier, I just want to share with the group here just 3 things that over the years I kind of call my own priorities, right? And I share it at every medical group newcomers orientation that I have an opportunity to speak at. And those three things that Colonel mentioned was, you know, for those that are still going to be wearing this uniform, you know, the first thing is taking care of the people, right? As supervisors, it's our job to take care of the people. You know, take care of your wingmen, right? People don't always have good days, all right? They don't have to work for you. Take care of each other, on and off duty. Be there. I mean, my door, it swings open there. open and close every day, and just for people to come in and talk to me. Take care of people, listen to each other, and be there for one another, right? And the second priority I have is building relationships. All right, I feel like that's very important. Building relationships. I mean, within the Chiefs group, to me, it's a brother-sisterhood, right? We build those relationships amongst the Chiefs so that when we need some help, we need some assistance, we reach out to that Chief that we build that relationship with, and we ask them for their assistance, and they accept it with open arms, right? We help each other out. So not just with the Chiefs, but go back, continue to build relationships amongst each other, within the medical group, within the wing, within the installation, within the Air Force. Build those relationships. They go a long way. And then the third thing is just communication is what I like to brief about. We've been in college classes and played that game where you start with the phrase at the beginning, and by the time it gets to the very end, it's not the phrase at all, right? Ellen does it on her show. Why do I know that? Because I watch Ellen every day. Anyways, communication, very important. And we learned it from the very bottom going up, right? We were there, we were young airmen, big A. We complained about, hey, we never heard about this. What are they talking about? What is the wing commander talking about? What is the command chief talking about? What is the group commander talking about? Communication, I can't say it enough. Communicate up and down the chain. Open communication, right? It's real important. If it's good or bad communication, you want to communicate the bad stuff too, right? But open communication is what I believe in. And so those are my three priorities. And if you notice, I didn't touch it all in work. I didn't touch it all in the mission, right? Because in my mind, you take care of the people and things are good, morale is good. People know what they're doing. They go to school, they get better at their job. They know how to get the mission done. So that mission, in my mind, is going to get done as long as you take care of the people. So those are my little nuggets, not a laundry list. We'll leave that behind with those that are still serving. But those are the two things I wanted to relay. So what I like to do is something a little different. What I like to do is ask that all the men and women who are currently serving, please stand up and loudly and proudly accompany me as we recite the Airman's Creed. Please, I appreciate it. All right. I want to hold this mic up. All right. I'm an American Airman. I am a warrior. I am an American Airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American Airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its century of adventure. I defend my country with my life. I am an American Airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail. Aim high, airman, and Godspeed to all of you. Thank you.
Lots of allergies today.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of the United States Air Force are proud to have served with Joe and assure that he will always be a valued member of the Air Force family, even in retirement. We wish him and his family every success in their future endeavors. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. Everyone is invited to join us for a reception in the Veterans Memorial Museum. Please rise and join us in singing of the Air Force song.
Sing it, the Air Force go back.